John Eats Cheap, doing something Mrs. Cheap and I, we'd always heard of and never had it until we went to Hollywood a year ago. Musso and Frank Grill. Lyonnaise potatoes. And I had heard of them, didn't really know what they were. We ordered them, and they were really good. We loved them. They're also really simple. And you know, at Musso and Frank, you probably pay like, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 bucks for a side dish. And
It was $12.
Yeah, okay, and it's probably like 50 cents worth of food. But here's how, I think it's pretty easy to recreate. Now, I'm not saying this is the, you know, be-all, end-all recipe for it. But what I've got here is potatoes. We had a big bag, so I baked a bunch of them ahead of time. So these have already been baked and chilled. And we're just gonna slice them. Not too thin. The ones we had there were most likely deep fried.
And there were enough for 2 people. You could share the size.
It was plenty for 2 people, yes. And maybe I even overdid it with getting 2 of them here, but we'll just make a lot. That's okay.
We like leftovers.
We'll eat leftovers. And yeah, I got the skin on. Some of the skin will come off. I already sliced my onion. It does take a lot of onion. And it's not a lot of extravagant seasoning either. So these potatoes, just I think cooking them ahead of time, it really helps in the deep frying process. So we bake them ahead of time. We do that. You can make hash browns, home fries, JoJo potatoes. So there's our sliced potatoes, and we're gonna fry those in vegetable oil. There's my onions, and they're just cut about that thin. I used a mandolin, and we're just gonna kind of stew those in butter and bacon grease, salt and pepper. It's really simple. About ready to head to the stove. So first up, we're heating up a pan for the onions. I'm just gonna put like, a tablespoon and a half of butter, and then some of our bacon grease, just like that. Let that melt. Always save your bacon grease, just like that. I don't strain it either. I'll take the little, I mean, there's not chunks of bacon in there.
There's bacon dust.
That might go bad, but yeah, it's bacon dust. I want all of that stuff. So we'll melt the pork fat and the butter and go in with our thin sliced onions. We just want these to, we don't want them to caramelize. We just want them to stew.
So what's the difference between stewing and caramelizing?
Well, caramelized is going to be brown and really, really thin. We still want these to have a little bit of the onion meat to them, if you know what I mean. So I don't go too hot a heat. It's kind of on a medium low, and I'm going to cover them. All right, small onion cooking down. We need more onion. So I'm just peeling a new one. By the way, this is the Dahlia sweet onion. And they're kind of small, so that's why I'm doing another one. So I added our onion. I sliced, I don't know, 5 or 6 more slices. And those are actually kind of starting to brown a little. So I just turned it way down to low, gonna cover them and let them sweat. So there's our onions. They are about ready. That's nice and stewed like we like. Oh, they smell great. So the taters are going into the hot oil. As I said, you can deep fry them.
Careful.
And that's essentially what we're doing here. Just wanted to get crispy.
Well, it's kind of nice because they're already cooked, so you don't have to worry about them cooking through this way.
Yeah, they're already going to be, pretty much, I'm just going to dump them all in. I probably shouldn't.
You're making hamburger steaks?
Hamburger steaks to go with it. Yeah, hamburger steak. Who grew up on hamburger steak? But it's just hamburger without a bun. There are our onions looking good. I'm just going to season those with salt and pepper. And that is it. Those smell so good.
Everything smells good.
I know, and it's just basic seasoning. That's the thing. Mix it up, and those are ready to put on the Lyonnaise taters. So there you go. You can deep fry them, or you can just do them in shallow grease. And I'm just going to go until they're kind of starting to brown on the other side. Flip them over.
Everything smells good.
I'm doing them individually, but you could, you know, fancy flip them, I suppose. Oh yeah, those are getting nice and crisp on one side. Get over there.
Well, and these are what the ones that we got at Musso and Frank's look like.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were deep fried in a fryer. I know that. But
And we didn't know there were onions under them when we ordered
didn't.
them.
We had potatoes on top of it just looked like a big pile of fried potatoes. And we'd heard of Lyonnaise, but didn't know what they were. Now we do. And like I said, I'm sure these aren't, a lot of people say, that's not Lyonnaise, but this is the way they served them at Musso and Frank in Hollywood. Legendary restaurant. So we believe them, so that's how we're doing it. So there's our taters, deep fried, crispy on the outside. So we're just gonna put these on a little paper towel and then build our Lyonnaise potatoes. So there we go. We got our taters fresh fried. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little salt on them, a little bit of pepper. And they serve these just kind of in a bowl.
They put the onions in first.
Do they? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they are. They are on the bottom, aren't they?
Yeah.
So there's our stewed onions.
Because we didn't know that there were onions in it until we ate some potatoes.
Look at that. Onions on the bottom. I'm trying to get every piece of onion out of it without any liquid, even though that liquid is, butter and bacon grease.
You
So
say
there
that
they
like
go.
that's bad.
No, it's not bad. Now, taters on top, and that's how they serve them. Just like that. Lyonnaise potatoes. I gotta take a bite, I guess.
Okay, you do.
So you get a little potato or a little onion, a little potato. That's a lot of onion. Probably too much for that bite. All right. A little bit of potato, crispy, very hot. I am in Hollywood. And you know what? That bacon grease, cooking those onions in that's the way to go, along with the butter. Tasty side dish, Lyonnaise potatoes with Johnny's Cheap. Thanks for watching. Follow us on TikTok too, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Give us a thumbs up and a share. Thanks for watching.